sisters! Now, before I start this video, if you're anywhere between the ages of -5 to 105, you officially qualify to smash the like button. Make sure to smash the like button and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss a future upload. Now, let's get straight into it. You read the title of the video, why I deleted / don't use social media anymore. And I'm just going to start off by saying, to be honest with you, I do still have TikTok. I may or may not still have Instagram installed on my phone. But to be honest, I barely click on Instagram. Instagram gets lucky if I click on her maybe a couple times a month. And every time I click on her, she immediately reminds me exactly why I don't use her. And I'll continue to explain why I don't use social media further in the video. And if it wasn't for me uploading on TikTok, I simply would not just have the app. Like, it simply would not exist to me because I just can't see how people can scroll on there for more than an hour a day. Me personally, maybe my For You page just sucks, but everything on there is just like mediocre to me. Nothing's really worth me scrolling on there for. To be honest, the only thing that keeps me on the app is the ASMR live streams. That's really all the entertaining things there are on TikTok. If it wasn't for those, the app would be more cancerous than it already is. Now let's get straight into it. Why I don't use social media. Now, before I start this video, there's two main type of social media users. User number A is the one that uses it for their advantage, whether that be because they have a business and they use social media to promote it, or they create content like people like me, or they use it to watch videos like mine that expand their consciousness and overall just make them a better person. Now, if you're using social media for those reasons, absolutely nothing wrong with it. But if you're group number 2 that simply does not use social media for their advantage and just mindlessly consumes BS, doesn't upload anything on there, just randomly just is there to watch other people's lives and suck their own life away. Now, when you're doing that for more than a couple hours a day, that's when it becomes a problem. And that brings me to reason number 1 why I deleted social media. Because honestly, it is a waste of time. If you are in group number 2 and you don't use social media to your advantage in any way, you're not even watching informative or content that will better your life, you're just watching random content that maybe makes you laugh or just some girls throwing it. Like, at that point, that's when social media is actually toxic and it's actually harming your life. And it's a complete waste of time. Reason number 1 why I deleted social media. It's a complete waste of time. Now, there's nothing wrong with scrolling on social media for maybe a couple hours a day, if you're really just feeling like it. But if you're out here scrolling on social media for half your day or more, at that point, you know how many things you could have accomplished in that same time period? Like, so many people have so many goals and dreams in mind, and they seem to always question, why can I never get them done? Why do I have a dream to start a business, but it never happens? Well, chances are you might be spending way too many hours on social media. All the times that you checked Instagram, you could have used that to study how to make a business or how to do something that you're actually passionate about. But instead, you're just laying on the bed as soon as you get up. Oh my God, Instagram. Oh my God, Carol. Like, at that point, that's when it becomes a problem. And that's the reason number 1 why I deleted it, because there's nothing on there for me. Reason number 2, social media can cause more harm than it does good. Now, like I said earlier, if you're using it for group A, where you're actually using it for your benefit, then go ahead, use social media if it's actually bettering your life. But watching funny cat videos or something along those lines is not really necessarily bettering your life. Now, if you're using it for those reasons, that's when it can cause more harm than it does good, and it can really start to become a problem. If you're out here wasting plenty of hours on social media, that's when it actually is doing more harm than it is good, and you're really just wasting your life at that point. And honestly, if you are constantly looking at other people's lives on social media, you're not even really living life now, are you? You're just staring at someone else's life at that point. Like, if you're just out here watching all your friends post on Instagram and worrying about what Kim Kardashian is doing, at that point, you're not even living your own life. You're basically just spectating Kim Kardashian's life. Reason number 3 why I don't use social media is because, honestly, all social media is built the same. Which, what I mean by that is, it's all built the same to lower your attention span. If you haven't noticed already, all the big social medias are all starting to become basically merging into one. You got Snapchat with that little reel option where it's like shows you basically TikToks. They basically scam TikTok. Then you got TikTok, which invented started the wave for the whole zero attention span wave, basically creating everyone's attention span to nothing. Everyone got a goldfish attention span now. And TikTok is to blame for that. And all these other social medias just started copying them. You have Instagram Reels, Instagram promoting short videos, trying to keep people continuously scrolling. Then you got YouTube with their YouTube Shorts feature, basically just copying TikTok. They just want everyone to keep scrolling and then they're just dwindling everyone's attention span. That's another reason why I don't honestly use social media, is because they're all the same at this point, and they're all designed to literally just keep you on the app for as long as possible so they can milk you like a cow and so they can obliterate your attention span at the same time. It's a two-front special with them. Reason number 4 why I don't use social media is because, honestly, to me, social media is drier than a desert and it is just so boring. I promise you, if you were to take a break from social media for 30 days or longer, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Social media is really just so boring. Once you actually detach and you no longer are addicted to it, once you destroy that addiction, you start to realize, wow, this is really so boring. Like, I literally cannot scroll on Instagram and feel good about myself. Like, like, once you really take a break, because anyone that's addicted to social media, they won't know how boring it really is because they never actually took a break long enough to actually do that dopamine detox. But once you have a dopamine detox, you really just realize how boring it really is. Speaking of dopamine, that brings me into reason number 5. Reason number 5 is because it messes with your brain and it messes with your dopamine levels. Now, if you don't know what dopamine is, I'm not no scientist expert, but basically I'm pretty sure it's like your feel-good chemical. And basically it's what it releases in your brain whenever it makes you just feel good. It is supposed to be released in your brain whenever you accomplish something. But what happens with social media is you start to get that dopamine release every time you get likes, every time you get new followers, every time you see something exciting on social media. It just releases more and more and more dopamine, which is bad because you're only supposed to get dopamine really when you actually accomplish something. So this just really messes up people's brains and it starts rewiring their brains in a bad way. So then people get addicted to likes, followers, all that satisfaction. And that really just messes with your whole entire life because then you start relying on social media for happiness. And then people will be like, oh my God, when I'm on social media, my life sucks. It's because you're relying on social media for happiness now. And people only get happiness when they're all of a sudden when a picture goes viral or something, when they get like 20 likes on an Instagram post, and then all of a sudden they feel like their whole day is amazing. But then when they post a pic and only gets 1 like, all of a sudden they want to end it all. Like that really is not how you're supposed to live life. You shouldn't rely on happiness from social media. And that's what a lot of people do. It's because they completely fried their dopamine, and now they only get dopamine from things like Instagram. They don't even have to do anything to actually get dopamine. Because back in the day, if you wanted to have some dopamine, you actually had to accomplish something. You actually had to go out there and live life. Now to get dopamine, you can just go on IG Live, post a little Instagram pic with cha-ching, and all of a sudden dopamine levels everywhere. Listen, that was the 5 reasons why I just don't use social media / deleted most of it. Don't even get me started on Twitter. That I can't see how people actually use that social media platform. It's so garbage. Like, it's literally worse than any other social media platform I've ever seen in my whole entire life. Like, what is the point of Twitter? It's like Instagram, but with words. It's literally Instagram, but a million times worse. But in conclusion, I'm not saying that you have to delete social media like me. If you still like your social media, that's cool. But just don't be using it for 6 hours plus a day. And don't be using it as soon as you wake up. You know, if you're going to use social media, and if you're not going to use it to better yourself, at least limit the time that you're on it. Don't be spending so many 6 hours a day while you're using social media, unless you're watching my videos. With that being said, make sure to smash the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe. If you aren't subscribed yet, what are you doing? How are you watching this far into the video and haven't subscribed? But thank you all for watching this video. I'll catch you all in the next one. Let's get it. With that being said, don't be afraid to DM my Instagram. King JJ Williams.